A penguin is a bird that cannot fly. I am a man. Burn, baby, burn!
When I was a kid, I read the comic books. And then, of course, you see the TV show. And you have a kind of an image of this penguin character already. But just get that right out of your mind, because this is so totally unique and different.
If you go back and look at what Burgess Meredith did on the TV show, and I thought that was an incredibly great performance of bringing that character to life. Danny DeVito had the attitude. Danny DeVito had that dark humor that I think is really indicative of the Penguin, and the way that Tim really converted him into a fully grotesque supervillain that bared little resemblance to Danny DeVito himself.
He's such a great spirit, too, on the set because, you know, because he's an actor, director, and producer and all.
I'd look at him, I was kind of envious sometimes because I knew you could really get locked away and just go for it.
I'd always said that there was never going to be a penguin in the cards for me. I mean, as this story was generating over a couple of years. But this was nothing like the penguin that I had imagined. And once I hooked into, you know, what Tim had in mind, I was pumped.
And we will snatch them, carry them into the sewer, and toss them into a deep, dark, watery grave.
Penguin, that was a character that evolved in interesting ways, too. I think when I came up with something in the script that he takes shredded documents that have been shredded and goes painstakingly glues them together. For that, suddenly unleashed a lot in Tim of, like, you know, the guy underground and kind of he's taking all our crap, but he's doing something with it, and he knows all our secrets.
Tragic irony or poetic justice? You tell me.
My God, it's true. Penguin Man, the sewer.
He comes from a place that is unknown to any of us. After being thrust into a situation that he was as a baby and coming through it, and not only coming through it, but educating himself and turning the tables, becoming the leader.
There's an empathy to the character. There's a softness to the character. There's a need for that character to be wanted.
What is it that he missed in life? You look in Gotham City and you see kids playing, families enjoying the holiday season, the things that Oswald's never been exposed to, things that were never available to him. Down deep inside, there's still that humanity. Even though those are the people that kicked him out, threw him out, they are, after all, his parents. Never forgetting that in a second, if they were there at that moment, he could slaughter them, even though he feels they are his parents and he's moved by it.
You know, in a weird way, you have two characters from very similar backgrounds. You know, they're both born to privilege, fighting for the soul of the city. You have Batman disguised as a villain to fight, you know, the criminal element. Yet you have Cobblepot, the much more villainous looking of the two, who's cloaked himself in respectability to charm the city and become its mayor and run the city that way. One was scarred by what happened to his parents. The other one is scarred by his parents who you know, reject him and kind of cast him aside to become this freak.
When the giant penguins walk in and pick up the penguin at the end as pallbearers, I remember holding my breath when those penguins walked out thinking, no, they're not really gonna, and then they pick them up somehow and carry him into the pool, and I just thought, oh, it's just too perfect.
I loved it. I had a great time playing the part.